The rain hammered against the cracked pavement of Route 47, turning the dust into ribbons of mud that snaked between the potholes. Anna pulled her worn jacket tighter as she guided her sputtering hover truck along the desolate stretch of road. The engine coughed, a sick mechanical wheeze that reminded her she was 3 months overdue on repairs she couldn't afford. Louis sat in the passenger seat, his calloused hands wrapped around a thermos of synthetic coffee. "We should have taken the main route," he muttered, watching the darkening sky through the rain-streaked windshield. "Main route adds 2 hours," Anna replied, her green eyes fixed on the road ahead. "We need to reach the depot before midnight or we lose the contract." They were haulers, the bottom rung of Earth's post-contact economy. While the Galactic Coalition's sleek vessels glided overhead carrying dignitaries and trade goods, people like Anna and Louis scraped by transporting the stuff nobody else wanted to touch: recycled parts, agricultural waste, obsolete technology. That's when Anna saw it. A small figure huddled beside a rusted maintenance marker, barely visible through the downpour. At first she thought it was debris, maybe an abandoned cargo container. But then it moved. "Louis, did you see—" "Stop the truck," he said sharply, already reaching for the door handle. Anna hit the brakes, and the vehicle skidded to a halt. Through the rain they could make out the shape more clearly now. A child, no more than 8 or 9 years old, curled into a ball against the storm. But not a human child. The girl's skin shimmered with an iridescent quality, shifting between deep purple and midnight blue, 4 delicate fingers on each hand, eyes too large for her face, golden and luminous even in the dim light. A Xanthari, one of the more reclusive species in the Coalition. Sweet mercy, Anna breathed. Throwing open her door, they found her shivering, dressed in what had once been fine clothing, now torn and soaked through. A small bag lay beside her, its contents spilling into the mud. A few pieces of unfamiliar fruit, a data chip, and a holographic frame displaying the image of a Xanthari male, presumably her father. "Hey, sweetheart," Anna knelt in the mud, ignoring the cold water seeping through her pants. "Can you understand me?" The girl's eyes focused on her, filled with a terror that transcended species. She nodded weakly. Louis was already scanning the area with his portable comm. No settlements for 50 miles. No vehicles passed this way in the last 6 hours according to the traffic log. Someone left her here deliberately. Anna felt something hot and fierce rise in her chest. She'd heard the stories. Xanthari culture placed enormous importance on bloodlines. Step-parents sometimes viewed orphaned children from previous unions as inconvenient. But to abandon a child on a backwater Earth road, in a storm, with night falling— "We're taking her with us," Anna said, her voice leaving no room for argument. Louis didn't argue. He simply scooped up the girl's bag and helped Anna lift the child into the truck's cab. The girl weighed almost nothing, her small frame trembling uncontrollably. Inside the truck, Anna wrapped the girl in an emergency thermal blanket while Louis cranked up the heater. The girl's universal translator, a standard implant for Coalition species, clicked on as she warmed up. My name is Zephyria," she whispered, her voice like wind chimes. "My stepmother." She said humans eat Xanthari children. She said leaving me here was mercy. Anna's jaw clenched. "Well, your stepmother lied. About all of it." Over the next hour, as they drove toward the depot, the story emerged in fragments. Zephyria's father had been a Coalition trade liaison who died in a transport accident 6 months ago. His new wife, who had never accepted the child from his first bonding, saw an opportunity. During a diplomatic visit to Earth, she'd simply left Zephyria behind. To the stepmother, it was cleaner than the scandal of an official rejection. To Zephyria, it was a death sentence. "The Coalition won't investigate," Louis said quietly, his eyes on the road. "They'll say it's an internal family matter. She's legally not a citizen of Earth and the Xanthari won't claim her." "Then she stays with us," Anna said simply. Louis glanced at her. "Annie, we can barely feed ourselves. We're living contract to contract. The depot housing isn't even— Then we'll figure it out." Anna's hand rested protectively on Zephyria's shoulder. "We're not those kind of people, Louis. We're not the kind who leave kids to die in the rain." Zephyria looked up at Anna with those enormous golden eyes. "But I'm not human. I'm not your responsibility." Anna smiled, and it was warm despite everything, despite the failing truck, the overdue bills, the uncertain future. Sweetheart, being human isn't about what species you are. It's about what you do when someone needs help. And right now you need help. So that makes you absolutely our responsibility. At the depot, they made calls. Anna contacted a lawyer friend who owed her a favor. Louis reached out to the Interfaith Community Center that had helped him when he first arrived in the city, homeless and desperate. By morning, they'd navigated the labyrinthine bureaucracy to secure temporary guardianship. It wasn't easy. The weeks that followed were harder than anything Anna and Louis had faced. They worked double shifts, slept in the truck more nights than not, survived on ration bars and determination. But Zephyria thrived. She learned to laugh, a sound like crystalline bells. She helped them organize their cargo manifests, her Zenthari mathematical abilities proving invaluable. She became family. 3 months later, Anna sat in the same truck, now repaired thanks to a bonus from improved efficiency. Zephyria was in the back, asleep on a proper bedroll, a human children's book clutched in her 4-fingered hands. You know what the crazy thing is? Louis said, watching the stars through the clear windshield. The Coalition looks down on us. Poor humans barely scraping by on their own planet, but we're the ones who stopped. Anna nodded. Maybe that's the most human thing of all. We stop. We see someone who needs help and we stop. Doesn't matter if we can afford it. Doesn't matter if it's inconvenient. We just stop. Behind them, Zephyria stirred and smiled in her sleep, and Anna drove on, through the night, toward home.